Good morning, Math Masters and Math Wizards. Welcome to yet another edition of Eureka Math in the Morning with Mr. Leggett. Here we go. We're going to get started. We're going to continue on with our lesson of multiplying fractions and get out a piece of scratch paper, put it on the horizontal, not the vertical, because we're going to be making number lines again. And go ahead and write along with me. 7 copies of 1/3. So what we're doing is we're going to make 7 copies of 1/3, our 1/3 plus 1/3 plus 1/3 plus 1/3 plus 1/3 plus 1/3 plus 1/3. Right? And we're going to do this using a number line. All right? Let's think about what our number line should be. 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 is 1. 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 is 2. Maybe 2 and 1/3. So I'll make my number line between 0 and 3. There's 0, 1, 2, and 3. And what we're going to do is we're going to break this into thirds, okay? 1/3, 2/3, 1. 1 and 1/3, 1 and 2/3, 2. 2 and 1/3, 2 and 2/3, 3. So we have 7 copies of 1/3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's where our answer should be, right? Because multiplication is just repeated addition. Let's break this down a little more using our arrows. And I'm just going to go to the ones. 1, 2. Okay, that's what we're going to look at right now. So we're doing 3 times 1/3. Right? And then 3 times 1/3 again. And then all I have left over is a little 1/3. All right. So let's break this down some more. We're going to show 7 times 1/3 equals what? 2 times 3/3, right? 2 times 3/3. Or just 2 times 1. Because remember, if the numerator and the denominator are the same, it's just 1. That's all it is. So then we're going to do this plus 1/3. And there's our parentheses that we do first. So 2 times 1 is 2. We add on the 1/3. And what do we get? We get 2 and 1/3. So you can see 7 copies of 1/3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 leaves us at 2 and 1/3. Let's go to our next problem. And it is... This is lesson 23, by the way, problem set part 2. Let's write this down. 7 copies of 1/2. Okay, so I have 7 copies of 1/2. So I'm going to think about this. What should it be? What should my number line have? 1/2, 1. 1 and 1/2, 2. 2 1/2, 3. It should be right around 3 1/2. So what I'm going to do is make my number line, and I'm going to go from 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And let's make these halves, okay? 1/2, 1. 1 and 1/2, 2. 2 and 1/2, 3. 3 and 1/2, 4. How many copies do we have? We have 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is where I should wind up at. Let's do the ones again. Just do our little arrows to 1. A little arrow to 2, a little arrow to 3, and I'm going to stop right there. We're going to hold off on that one. So I would show that this is 2 times 1/2. 2 times 1/2 is 1. Another 2 times 1/2, and another 2 times 1/2, and then just, boo, 1/2. So what do we get? We have 7 times 1/2. That's what 7 copies of 1/2 looks like. It equals 3 times 2/2, or 3 times 1, right? Plus that additional half. And that will equal what? 3 plus 1/2, or 3 and 1/2. And there we have it. Alright, so 7 copies of 1/2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is 3 and 1/2. 7 times 1/2 equals 3 times 2/2. 1, 2, 3 plus 1/2. 3 plus 1/2 equals 3 1/2. All right, we're going to continue on with our next problem. And I know we're all using scratch paper now. None of us have the problem sets anymore. Let's do 10 times 1/4. We're just going to go cut right to the chase here and do 10 times 1/4, or 1/4. I'm thinking about it like 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 1. 1 and 1/4, 1 and 2/4, 1 and 3/4, 2. 2 and 1/4, 2 1/2, right around there. Let's take a look. Or 2 and 2/4. So I'm going to make my number line from 0, 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to break these into 1/4. 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 1. 1 and 1/4, 1 and 2/4, 1 and 3/4, 2. 2 and 1/4, 2 and 2/4, 2 and 3/4, 3. How many? 10 times 1/4, 1/4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's where we should be. Let's do our ones. And an arrow to this one. So this is 4 times 1/4, or 1/4. 4 times 1/4. And then we add on, boo, the 2/4. So what's our math sentence look like? 10 times 1/4 equals 2 times 4/4 plus 2/4 equals 2 plus 2/4 equals 2 and 2/4. And there's our answer. And our last problem that we're going to be doing today is a doozy. It is 14 times 1/3. What will this equal? Let's do a number line. And I'm going to go all the way to 5. Why to 5? Because look, 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, 2/3, 3/3 is 1, and so on. And I know that well, we'll get into that. Let's just go all the way to 5, okay? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we're going to break these into thirds, right? 1/3, 2/3, 1. 1 and 1/3, 1 and 2/3, 2. 2 and 2/3, 2 and 1/3, 2 and 2/3, 3. 3 and 1/3, 3 and 2/3, 4. 4 and 1/3, 4 and 2/3, 5. How many do we have? 14 1/3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We should be right there. Okay, 4 and 1/3, 4 and 2/3. Let's go all the way to our ones. Just do our 1 arrows. And these are 3 times what? 1/3. And then I have, what do I have left over? 1/3, 2/3. So 3 times 1/3 is 1. 3 times 1/3, 3 times 1/3, 3 times 1/3, and 2/3 left over. So in our math sentence, it'll look like 14 times 1/3 equals what? 4 times 3/3. Excuse me. 3 times 1/3, 3 times 1/3, 3 times 1/3, 3 times 1/3 is 4 times 3/3 plus 2/3, and that will equal what? Well, this is just 1. Numerator and denominator are the same. It's 1. 4 times 3/3 is 4 plus 2/3 equals 4 and 2/3. Now I know that if we were in class, I would have spent about an hour on this lesson. So we did it in about 10 minutes. So what I'd like you to do is maybe practice a little bit more, make up your own problems, and then take the quiz that's in Google Classroom. And if you need help making up some of your own problems, here we go. Why don't you do 4 times 1/3, 6 times 1/4, and let's do 10 times 1/5. Ta-da! You can practice on those if you like, and then take the quiz, And also be sure to log on to IXL or Zern for at least 25 minutes. And log on to Imagine Learning for 25 minutes, 20 to 25 minutes. Read for a half hour every day. And be sure to check into language arts and social studies. Thank you.